Most people think that 15,000 Chase points are basically nothing. Like, cool, maybe a $150 statement credit, maybe a cheap flight if you're lucky. But if you transfer your Chase points to the right partners, 15,000 points can take you to Hawaii, Latin America, the Caribbean, Mexico, Canada, and even Europe. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how that works and what specific Chase transfer partners you can use. Because this is the moment that you stop treating points like coupons and start treating them like a travel currency. If you're new here, my name's Mary, and I teach people how to maximize their points, miles, and money so that you can travel the world for nearly free. Now let's get into it. Before we jump into the redemptions, here are the rules of the game. Rule number one, we are talking about transfer partners, not cashing out points. If you cash out 15,000 points, you'll get $150. That's fine, but that's not what we're going for here. We can do better than that. Rule number two, everything I'm showing you today is bookable for 15,000 points or less per person, one way, and the routes originate in the United States. And rule number three, availability matters. Some of these redemptions are easy and common, and some are more of a when you see it, grab it situation. And they might also rely on Saver Award availability being present. The whole point of this video is that you don't need a massive points balance to start traveling. You need a strategy, and I'll prove it to you. Let's start with United because United is one of the most straightforward Chase transfer partners. If you have 15,000 Chase points, then you can often book domestic US flights in economy for around 12,500 to 15,000 miles one way. Sometimes you can even find flights for closer to 10,000 miles. And if you're a United card holder, you can unlock some even lower award prices. For example, I was looking for a flight to Miami for a cruise that we're taking. When I searched in my husband's account, the flight was 15,000 miles per person. And when I switched to my account, because I'm a United card holder, the same flight was available for 7,000 miles per person. That's crazy. I travel with a family of four, so that difference really adds up. Now, taxes on domestic United awards are about $5.60 each way. These redemptions can cover things like Northeast to Midwest routes, trips to Florida for a beach getaway, or a quick family weekend trip. You can also fly to Hawaii from the continental US on United for as low as 12,500 to 15,000 points in economy. This is most realistic when you're flying from a West Coast gateway or if you can catch Saver award space. The important thing to understand, though, is that a flight to Hawaii is not automatically a 50,000 point trip. Everyone thinks Hawaii is a money pit, but it doesn't have to be. With 15,000 points, Hawaii can be a very real one-way flight, and cash prices to Hawaii can easily run $500 and up depending on the season. Another place that you can fly with United for 15,000 points or less is Central America. I personally flew from the East Coast to Costa Rica for 15,000 points per person in economy. With the right dates and Saver availability, you can catch flights deep into the rainforest for an awesome vacation at surprisingly low prices. You can also fly to Mexico and the Caribbean with United miles for under 15,000 points each way. United frequently prices these routes to Mexico and the Caribbean in that 12,500 to 15,000 mile range. Sometimes you'll even find shockingly cheap deals, like Newark to Punta Cana for around 6,000 miles, meaning that you can fly two people to the Caribbean for less than 15,000 miles. Now, not every route will be that cheap, but if you're flexible on dates and destinations, and if you search around, then there are absolutely deals to be found. I like United because their award tickets have free cancellations, they don't charge fuel surcharges, and their taxes and fees are reasonable. United also has a massive route network and is usually one of the first programs that I check. If you hold a United credit card, you also get free checked bags on domestic flights and access to expanded award space at lower prices. This is probably a keeper card for me for those reasons alone. If you're interested in the United Explorer card, I'll put my referral link in the description. So that's United. It's usually the easiest place to start and one of the most flexible programs to use when you're learning how to stretch your Chase points. Now, let's talk about Southwest. Chase transfers ultimate rewards seamlessly to Southwest, and Southwest pricing is tied directly to the cash price for the flight. When Southwest runs a sale, the points prices drop too. And Southwest often has flight sales for some decent prices, which makes this a great program to watch. Now, Southwest has changed a bit in the past year. Cash refunds on cancellations now depend on what fare you book, and free checked bags depend on whether you have status or if you hold one of their credit cards. But Southwest can still be very useful. Southwest is excellent for domestic economy flights, intra-island flights in Hawaii, and some Mexico and Caribbean routes under 15,000 points. And if you have a companion pass, this gets even better. You can book the award flight with points and bring a companion for free. If both parents earn a companion pass, then a family of 4 can travel for half of the points. Southwest also lets you reprice flights when the prices drop and get the difference back in points, which is a huge perk. If you live in a Southwest hub, 15,000 Chase points can go very far. Next up is JetBlue. JetBlue pricing is also tied directly to cash fares, so when JetBlue runs a sale, the points price drops as well. JetBlue can be shockingly cheap. You can sometimes find domestic flights for around 3,000 points plus $5 in taxes each way. I even found a flight from JFK to Punta Cana for 3,400 points plus $50 in taxes. At prices like that, you could send a family of 4 to the Caribbean for under 15,000 points total one way. So those are some great options with the domestic carrier frequent flyer programs. But there's also a ton of value in the international partners, and this is where you start looking into partner bookings and things get interesting. Let's talk about Air France and KLM Flying Blue. With Flying Blue, you can often book domestic and short-haul international flights on Delta for decent prices. It's common to see domestic economy flights for around 8,000 to 10,000 points each way. This works because Air France Flying Blue and Delta are in the same airline alliance, SkyTeam, which allows you to book Delta flights using Flying Blue miles if there's partner award availability. If airline alliances and partner bookings feel confusing, I have another video where I break that down step by step, so be sure to check that out next. Virgin Atlantic is also another powerful Chase transfer partner. Virgin Atlantic is also a member of SkyTeam, so you can often use Virgin Atlantic miles to book Delta flights for fewer points than Delta charges itself. But actually, one of the best Virgin Atlantic sweet spots is flying from the East Coast of the US to London for as low as 6,000 points one way in economy. Taxes and fees are about $100. So that means that 2 people could fly to London for under 15,000 points and about $200. And even if London isn't your final destination, you can often book a cheap flight onward within Europe. You can also use Virgin Atlantic miles to fly from the East Coast to India for under 15,000 points in economy. Taxes and fees are higher for these routes, but depending on the cash prices and if you can tolerate economy for that long, then it can still be a solid value. Another Chase transfer partner that I love is Air Canada Aeroplan. Aeroplan is actually my favorite Chase airline travel partner. It's part of Star Alliance, which means that you can use Aeroplan points to book flights on United and other partner airlines. And booking through Aeroplan can sometimes be cheaper than booking directly through United, so it's always worth checking both programs. With Aeroplan, you can fly domestically and economy for around 10,000 points, and you can also fly to Mexico, Canada, Central America, and the Caribbean for between 10,000 and 15,000 points each way. So that's how only 15,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points can score you some nearly free flights. Now, let's talk about hotels, because flights are great, but you also need somewhere to stay. World of Hyatt is the MVP Chase transfer partner. Some people in this game exclusively transfer their Chase points to Hyatt and refuse to use them for anything else. With 15,000 Chase points, you can get 2 to 3 nights at a lower tier Hyatt property or 1 night at a mid-tier property. Category 1 Hyatt hotels cost 5,000 points per night at standard pricing and as low as 3,500 points per night during off-peak times. Category 2 properties are 8,000 point standard or 6,500 points off-peak, or you can stay 1 night at a Category 3 or 4 property like the Hyatt Regency Malta, the Grand Hyatt Athens, or the Hyatt Regency Tokyo Bay. I'm personally booked to stay at the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress later this year when we take the kids to Disney for the first time, and I only paid between 12 to 15,000 points per night. This is why people love Hyatt. And this is also why 15,000 points isn't a small amount if you know what to do with it. It's the amount where travel becomes real. And once you start learning the strategies to make your points stretch farther, then you'll be surprised of where they can take you. If you're not sure how to transfer your Chase points to travel partners, I have another video that walks you through that process step by step. So now that you've seen what 15,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points can unlock, let's talk about how to actually earn them. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is the #1 Chase card that I recommend people to start with. It earns transferable Ultimate Rewards points, unlocks Chase's airline and hotel partners, has a manageable annual fee, and the welcome bonus alone can often cover multiple trips like the ones that we just talked about. If you want a premium option, the Chase Sapphire Reserve can make sense if you travel frequently, you have use for all of the credits on the card, you value lounge access, and you want stronger travel protections. Chase also has great no annual fee cards like the Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited, which are excellent for earning points. Just remember that to transfer those points to travel partners, you'll also need to hold a Sapphire or a Business Preferred card. If you're a small business owner, the Chase business cards are some of the best options for building Ultimate Rewards balances quickly, especially because they often come with large welcome bonuses. Now, I have referral links to all of these cards in the description, so check them out if you're in the market for a new credit card. If you learned something from this video, hit the like button and make sure that you're subscribed, because in the next video, I'm going to show you what you can do with 25,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.